If you've ever watched Squid Game, you know what it's like to hope for a second chance, to risk everything for survival. But here in Gaza, we're not playing for money or fame. We're just children, like me, Lina, 9 years old, waiting in endless lines, dreaming of bread, risking our lives for a bag of flour. While you listen to my story, remember, this isn't a show. This isn't a movie. This is my real life, a true child story from Gaza. And even after you finish this video, I'll still be here, living every day inside this never-ending game. My name is Lina. I am 9 years old, and my world is smaller than it used to be. I don't remember when the war started. Maybe it's always been here, with the loud sounds and the broken buildings and the people who never stop waiting. Mama says I was 4 when everything changed, but I feel like I've always been standing in a line for something. Water, bread, sometimes for nothing at all. Today is different. Today we are waiting for an aid package, Mama says. A relief package. That's what everyone calls it. As if hope can fit in a box wrapped with tape and a stamp, and the heavy steps of soldiers all around. I hold Mama's hand tight. She is quiet, but I can feel her heart beating fast through her palm. She squeezes my fingers so hard, I think she's scared the wind will carry me away if she lets go. The line is so long, I cannot see the front. It curls behind barbed wire like a snake with its head in a hole. On both sides, people are everywhere. Men and women, little children like me, babies on their mothers' backs. I hear crying, and sometimes I see someone stumble and fall, but nobody leaves the line. We are all stuck, like birds who forgot how to fly. Overhead, there are no real birds, only the buzzing of drones. Sometimes I imagine what it would sound like if there were doves instead of metal things, or if the sky was blue and empty, just once. The noise is always here. Even when the bombs are far away, you can feel the sky shaking. Mama tells me to cover my ears when the loudest ones fall, but I don't want to. I want to know where the sound is coming from and who it takes away this time. My stomach hurts. I tell myself I am just hungry, but I know it is also fear. Mama notices and bends down. Hold on, Habibti, she whispers. If we get a package today, you'll have bread, maybe some flour for a cake, maybe even a little chocolate. I nod, but it's hard to believe. I haven't tasted chocolate in a long time. I look around at the other children. Some are sitting on the ground, their legs curled under their thin bodies. Others are leaning on their mothers or standing with heads drooping, like wilted flowers. I see one little boy hugging a broken toy car, rubbing his thumb along the cracked wheel again and again. The man behind us is talking to someone, his voice loud and angry. 85 people yesterday, for a bag of flour. Mama shushes him. Not in front of the children, she says quietly, but her eyes look away, out past the line and into the broken city. I ask her, what happened to them? She doesn't answer. Instead, she kneels in front of me and zips up my jacket. Stay close, she says. Don't let go of my hand. The barbed wire fence is just ahead. It looks like something out of a bad dream. I can see a soldier at the far end, his gun pointed down, but his eyes never moving away from us. The people near the front of the line move slowly, one at a time, like they're stepping into a storm. Sometimes the soldiers yell, and everyone freezes for a moment. Then the line moves again. It smells like dust and smoke. My nose stings. My throat feels dry, like I've been eating sand. There are no trees here, just broken walls and piles of bricks. Once, when I was little, there was a park with swings. Now, there's only the swing frame. No seat, nothing to hold on to. I hear someone coughing behind us. I turn and see a woman with a baby. The baby is crying, his lips cracked, his face dirty with tears and dust. The mother rocks him back and forth. She looks at me and tries to smile, but it is a tired, broken smile. Mama asks me if I want to sit down, but I shake my head. I'm afraid if I sit, I'll never want to stand up again. A boy a little older than me is looking for something in the dirt. He finds a small stone, smooth and white, and he presses it into his palm like a treasure. He looks up and catches my eye. For a moment, he grins, holding up the stone as if to say, "Look, something good in this place." I smile back, but the smile slips away fast. The line moves forward. The relief truck is still far away, hidden behind a wall and more soldiers. People say there are only a few packages today, not enough for everyone, as usual. Some people have been here all night, Mama says. They brought blankets and old sacks and even pillows, hoping to sleep in the line. I wonder what it would feel like to sleep under the open sky with all the noises. I don't think I could close my eyes. A dog walks by, thin as a stick, ribs showing under dirty fur. He sniffs at a pile of trash, then lies down next to a group of children. One of the children tries to pet him, but the dog doesn't move. I wonder if he is too tired or if he is sick. I feel sorry for him. I wish I had something to give him, but I don't even have bread for myself. I hear my mother to herself. I can't catch the words, but I know she is praying. I look at her at the lines around her eyes, the way her scarf is pulled tight around her face. She looks so tired. I want to tell her I'm not scared, that I'll be brave for her, but the words get stuck in my throat. I think about my dream. I want to live in a place where I don't have to stand in line for food, where Mama smiles because she's happy, and not just pretending. I want to run with the other children, to play with a real ball instead of stones. I want to see birds in the sky, real ones, not the buzzing machines that watch us from above. A shout comes from the front of the line. The crowd pushes forward, and for a second I'm afraid I'll lose Mama's hand. She pulls me close, and I feel her breath warm on my cheek. "Don't let go, Lina, not for anything." We move a few steps forward, closer to the barbed wire. I can see the packages now, stacked on the ground near the soldiers. White bags, boxes with writing I can't read. Some people at the front are arguing with a soldier. A woman is crying, holding her arms out as if begging for something. The soldier shakes his head. I feel my heart beating so fast, it's like a bird fluttering inside my chest. I squeeze Mama's hand even tighter. "Mama, will we get a package today?" I whisper. She smiles, but it's the kind of smile that almost breaks your heart. "I don't know, Habibti, but we have to hope." The crowd moves again, and suddenly the sky cracks with the sound of another explosion, somewhere far but not far enough. Everyone ducks, holding each other, and for a moment nobody speaks. The dog lifts his head and whines, then puts it down again. When it's quiet again, Mama stands up and brushes the dust from my hair, determined. "Just a little longer," she says. "We have to hold on." I look up at the sky. The drones buzz louder now. I wonder if anyone is watching us, if anyone cares that we're all just trying to live one more day. The line inches forward. The packages are almost in sight. My stomach growls. I wonder what is inside. Bread, flour, maybe something sweet. I imagine what it would be like to open a package just for me. But then, I hear someone shouting again. This time it's a different sound, sharp and full of fear. The people at the front are pushing, some are crying. I grip Mama's hand and try not to cry. Are we next? Will we get a package? Or will we go home empty-handed again? I don't know. But I keep hoping. I have to. We move a little closer. Now, the barbed wire is right in front of us. It's sharp and tangled, twisted like a nest made by someone who forgot how to make things safe. I see pieces of torn clothing caught on the metal. Someone must have tried to squeeze through. Or maybe the crowd pushed and the fence tore their sleeve. I can't stop staring at a little piece of pink cloth. I wonder if it belonged to a girl like me. Mama's hand is damp in mine. She keeps squeezing, and I squeeze back, but neither of us talks. My mouth is dry and sticky. I try to swallow, but it hurts. I hear my stomach making a noise, and I hope no one else notices. My lips are so dry, I keep licking them, but it doesn't help. The smell here is heavy, smoke, sweat, and something sour I don't want to name. People are pressed so close that I feel like I'm stuck between rocks. A man's elbow keeps bumping my back, but I'm too tired to care. Sometimes I close my eyes and pretend I'm somewhere else, lying on the carpet at home, with the sound of the fan in the window and Mama humming softly, but even in my mind, the buzzing comes back, louder than before. A drone passes overhead, low and slow, like it's looking for someone. Everyone looks up for a moment. Some people hold their breath. I do too. The shadow moves across us like a cloud, and then it's gone. A few minutes later, another loud sound comes from somewhere far away. The ground shakes. I can feel it in my toes, all the way up my legs. I try not to think about it. Ahead of us, a woman is holding a little girl, younger than me. The girl is reaching for something, maybe water, maybe just to be held tighter. The woman, something in her ear. Over and over. The girl has a big scrape on her knee, like she fell on the rough ground. I remember when I fell once, long ago before the war, and Mama kissed my knee and put a bandage on it. I wonder if anyone has bandages anymore. We shuffle forward. I can see the soldiers better now. There are 3 of them standing behind a wooden table with piles of white bags and boxes stacked behind them. They look big and tired with their helmets and the black straps across their chests. Their eyes are hard and cold. One of them is drinking from a plastic bottle, and I stare at the water moving inside. My throat aches with thirst. Mama bends down in my ear. Don't look at them, Lina. Just keep your eyes down and stay close to me. I nod, but it's hard not to look. Everyone is watching the soldiers, even when they try not to. A man near the front starts shouting. He is waving a piece of paper in the air, his voice cracking like something about to break. We've been here all night! My children are hungry! The soldier ignores him. The other people in line look away, eyes fixed on the ground, waiting for the line to move again. I feel like crying, but I know Mama doesn't want me to. She needs me to be strong. Suddenly, a woman near the front faints. Her legs fold under her and she sinks to the ground. The people around her try to help, lifting her gently, giving her some water from a small bottle. The soldier yells something, and everyone freezes. Mama pulls me closer. I watch the woman's face. She is pale, her eyes closed, her lips moving in silent words. I wonder if she's praying, or if she's just too tired to speak. It's hot, even though it's still morning. The sun pushes through the gray sky, making the broken glass on the ground shine. I feel sweat trickling down my back. My hair sticks to my forehead. Mama wipes my face with her sleeve. Her touch is gentle, but I can see the worry in her eyes. We move forward again. Now we're almost at the table. I can see the packages clearly. The white bags look heavy. Some have blue writing on them. I try to read, but the letters make no sense. I wonder if there is rice inside, or flour, or maybe even sugar. I dream about sugar, just a spoonful in my tea, the way Mama used to give me when I was sick. The people at the front are arguing. Some say there aren't enough packages for everyone. A boy in a red shirt tugs at his mother's arm, his eyes wide with worry. I look at my own hands, small and dirty. I try to imagine what it would feel like to hold a package all my own. Behind me, I hear the man again.
They're not letting everyone through. You have to have a card or they turn you away.
Mama takes something from her pocket. A wrinkled paper folded and unfolded 100 times. Here's our card, Lina, she whispers. Hold on to it, just in case. She presses it into my hand. The paper feels soft and thin. I close my fingers around it, hoping it will keep us safe. Suddenly, someone pushes from behind. The line surges forward. I stumble, but Mama grabs me, holding me upright. I hear shouting, but it sounds far away. My heart thuds in my chest. One of the soldiers lifts his hand, making everyone stop. He looks at us one by one, like he is counting. My stomach flips. What if we're the ones who get turned away? What if there's nothing left when we reach the table? Mama squeezes my shoulder. We're almost there, Habibti. Just a little more. Her voice is shaking, but she tries to smile. I look around. I see the woman with the baby, still rocking back and forth. The old man who was shouting before has gone quiet. The boy with the red shirt is crying now, big tears rolling down his cheeks. I want to go to him, to tell him it will be okay, but I can't let go of Mama. A little girl next to us drops her doll. It lands in the dust, her hair tangled and dirty. The girl starts to cry, but her mother hushes her quickly. She picks up the doll, brushing the dirt away, and hands it back. The girl hugs the doll tightly as if it can keep her safe. Now we are right at the barbed wire. The soldier calls out, "Next!" People start moving, one at a time, ducking under the wire, stepping into the space by the table. Mama pulls me forward. I duck my head, careful not to catch my jacket on the sharp metal. I feel the fence scrape my back, but I don't say anything. Now we're inside the little square in front of the soldiers. Mama hands the card to the man at the table. He looks at it, then at us, then back at the card. For a moment, nobody moves. "Wait here," he says, and walks away with our card. My legs are shaking. I look up at Mama. Her face is pale, her lips pressed tight. She puts her arm around me, holding me close. I hear her, "It's all right, Lina. We've come this far. We won't leave without something." But I can see in her eyes that she's not sure. The other soldiers talk quietly. I try to listen, but their words are strange in a language I don't know. The bags of food are so close I can almost touch them. My fingers itch to reach out, to grab just one, but I know I have to wait. The man comes back holding our card. He gives it to Mama. "Only one bag," he says, his voice flat. Mama nods. She doesn't argue. She just takes the bag and hands it to me. It's heavy. I hold it in my arms, the plastic rough against my skin. I don't know what's inside, but it feels like hope and fear mixed together. Mama thanks the man in a soft voice. We turn to leave. I glance back at the people still waiting. The old woman, the boy with the red shirt, the mother with the baby. Some of them watch us, their eyes sad and tired. Others look away. We duck under the wire again, back into the crowd. Mama hugs me, careful not to crush the bag. "You did well, Lina," she says. "Chukil, you were brave." I look down at the package in my hands. For a moment, I feel proud. We made it. We have something to bring home. But as we walk away, I hear a commotion at the table. People are arguing, voices rising. The soldiers are shouting. Someone screams. Mama pulls me faster. I grip the package tighter, afraid it will be snatched away. We move quickly through the crowd, weaving between tired bodies and hopeful faces. I hear a loud bang behind us, and everyone ducks. My heart pounds. We don't stop until we reach a quiet corner, away from the crowd. Mama kneels down and checks the package, making sure it's all there. She smiles at me, but her eyes are wet. "We did it, Lina," she says, "but I know, even with the package in my hands, tomorrow we may have to come back. The line, the fear, the waiting, they never really go away." I look at the bag, wondering what's inside, hoping for something sweet, but mostly I hope for another day, another chance. And then, in the distance, I hear the sound of more drones. The day is not over yet. We walk through the ruined streets of Gaza, my mother and I, the aid package heavy in my aching arms, and every step feels like the echo of a memory I wish I could forget, but never will. Because here, in this wounded city, every moment is stitched together with fear and the desperate hope that maybe, just maybe, tomorrow will be a little softer. I hear the drone of the machine circling above us, a sound that never leaves, never allows you to fully rest. And sometimes I find myself wishing I could hear even a single bird sing, just once, to remind me that Gaza is still alive, that life for a child should be filled with songs, not with this relentless buzzing and distant, unending thunder. People pass us on the street, their faces drawn tight with hunger and exhaustion, eyes empty, but somehow still searching, and I see other children like me, little survivors, the real story of Palestine etched into their thin frames and tired eyes, each carrying their own silent stories, their own private games of survival, games we never asked to play. Mama holds my hand so tightly, I think she's afraid the wind might snatch me away if she lets go. But really, I know she is holding on because she needs to remember what it feels like to protect her child. to give love even when there is so little else left to give. As we pass a group of women huddled on a cracked stone wall, I catch the eye of a little boy with a bandage around his head, his gaze curious and full of questions he is too tired to ask. And in that moment, I wish I could tell him that this is not just a child's story, not just a bedtime fable to be forgotten when the light goes out, but a true story, my story, his story, the story of every child trapped between the hunger and the bombs, between Israel and Palestine, between what the world calls politics and what we know only as life and death. A man shouts something about flour, another about water, and somewhere behind us a woman sobs quietly into her scarf, her voice lost in the endless hum of drones and the faint thumping of artillery, a sound that blends into my dreams and into the taste of every meal, making it hard to remember a time before all this. Before Gaza became a word you hear on the news. Before I understood that every true story here is written in survival and hope, in the soft prayers whispered by mothers who refuse to let despair win. We turn the corner, and for a brief moment the sunlight breaks through the clouds, dust swirling in the light, and I can almost imagine that somewhere in another country, a child is listening to this real story, my story, maybe sitting safe in their own home, maybe thinking it sounds like a movie or a sad episode from Squid Game. But the difference is that nobody here in Gaza chose to play, and the only prize is making it through another day, holding on to your family and keeping hope alive inside a heart that's learned to beat quietly, so the world doesn't notice how scared you are. Mama slows down to catch her breath, and I watch her carefully open the relief package, her hands trembling a little as she checks what's inside. Bread, a little flour, a can of beans, treasures that would mean so little to most, but here are the difference between a child's story ending with a lullaby or with the sound of another empty stomach. My sister runs to greet us, her thin arms wrapping around my waist, and for a second, just a second, it feels like we are still a family, not just survivors in a war zone, not just numbers in a headline, not just the background noise for someone else's real story. While we eat, I look at my mother, her eyes dark with exhaustion but still shining with something stronger than fear. Love, maybe, or maybe just the habit of hope. And I wonder if anyone listening to this child's story truly understands what it means to survive in Gaza, to live in Palestine, to live under the shadow of Israel's drones, to wake every morning and wonder if this is the day your luck runs out. Sometimes I want to scream that this isn't a film, this isn't a game, this isn't a true story you can pause or walk away from. This is my life, every hungry hour, every prayer for peace, every moment we are not allowed to be just children. I think of Squid Game again, of those bright colors and frantic running, the fear and the hope mingled in every challenge, but I know there are no cameras here, no audience cheering or crying for us, only the silent, watchful sky and the hope that someone, somewhere, will hear this story, this real story of Gaza, and realize that as you listen, I am still here, still a child, still hoping for one more sunrise. And when the meal is done, Mama pulls me close, her hand gentle on my hair, and you are brave, Lina. Braver than I ever was. I want to believe her, but I also know that I would rather be safe than brave, that I would trade every story for just one peaceful night, for just one day where Gaza is quiet and I can listen to my mother laugh, not cry. I look out the window at the sky burning bright from the bombs, and I wonder, as you finish listening to this episode, if you will remember my name, if you will remember that this is not just a child story, not just another news clip about Israel and Palestine, not just a tale from Gaza, but a true story that goes on even after you turn away. Because while you are safe, while you finish your meal and close your eyes, I will still be here, surviving, hoping, telling my story. And somewhere, behind the noise and the hunger and the waiting, I still dream of a different game, one where every child in Gaza, every child in Palestine, wakes up to a morning filled with songs and bread and hope.